what I love about this movie is it is a tension film. It's not a action film at all. It's all about the suspense. It's all about the tension. It's all about the characters. It's about the humans and how these amazing yet terrifying monsters are affecting the lives of everyone around them.
Yeah.
Whatever route a typical writer would take with this movie, they kind of did the opposite. They went different directions that the movie, I felt, could have gone. I mean, I found it a little disappointing that whenever there was a monster scene, like, oh, here we go. It's like Godzilla first shows up, and that was fucking cool when he first starts walking on the land. You see his feet show up, you're like, oh, shit's about to go down. You see him, he roars, it's awesome. Smash to black. And I was like, okay, I'm fine with that. And then the next time you see Godzilla, it's like, okay, we're smashing to black every time he shows up, I guess. I appreciate it the first time, but then after a while I was like, I kind of want to see some monster action.
Then it just kept happening, and right when they were like about to fight, like he took the first blow and then it cut again, and I was like, no, like we both looked at each other like, are you kidding me? I want to mention something about the relationship. Is I'm really glad that they didn't do the cliche like she gets mad at him because he's not home yet, you know, or that she, you know, he didn't put her first, or her and her kid first. I love that they didn't do that, because in reality, if your husband's like in danger, you're not gonna get mad at him. You know, I mean, you're gonna just want him to be home, and I'm glad they did that, because that to me is more realistic.
Yeah, it's a reboot, but they turned it into a semi-sequel, because they're honoring the original Godzilla. Like, they keep referencing back to 1954, when that's like when the original Godzilla came out. I think it was in 54 or 55 when it came out. But they're obviously referencing the original. I love the opening credits where it's like, it looks like 8mm film the whole time.
Or like old documents that have been doctored and facts have been blacked out.
Yeah, it looks like old school footage of when they were really trying to kill Godzilla.
That was a nice
and
touch.
it was like really cool to see, like, this is actually a sequel in a lot of ways.
It also ties into history too, because it's like they did do nuclear tests in the Pacific.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it repurposes.
Fiction.
It's like retroactive continuity for history. It's like we weren't actually testing. We were
fiction.
trying to destroy.
If you were to take out that whole concept of what we are anticipating, and you just look at this movie for what it is, it's a damn good film.
Yeah.
It's a film.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a film itself.
It's not a popcorn blockbuster. They actually took Godzilla and made a film.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like if they did, you know, show more of him, it would have kind of been like another Transformers movie.
The first time he uses the atomic blast, or whatever they fucking call it, the
gamma
cool.
That was really cool.
Because you see it in the tail first, and then it just builds
you
up.
like don't know if it's gonna be in the movie or not.
And then
it's
you
like they do it, you're like, oh shit, it's here.
It's blue
really,
and it's
it's really cool. And like, even the action wasn't too fancy with the monster fighting. It was just right. I'm like, this is how it looks like when monsters might fight, actually.
Yeah, and it looked kind of slow, but it's because they're huge creatures, and it seemed really realistic. Though that seems weird to say, because monsters like that don't exist, aren't going to be realistic.
It's not hyper style. Like, it looks really good, and there were a number of moments, at least for me, in those Godzilla sequences where I audibly was like, whoa. But it's not about like crazy fucking camera thing and wang. You know, it's like, just behold this for a moment and take it in. And that's where all the whoa factor comes from, for me anyway.
There was one scene that really just kind of hit me. It was really simple, but you kind of just see how destroyed this city had gotten. They jump off the plane and they're just falling down. The way they fall down through the clouds, and it progresses from there being sunlight at the top and going through the clouds, and then seeing, you know, just this darkened area, and then going through the clouds again, and it's pouring down rain, and you see just all this destruction and fire, and that to me was really, really powerful. It was a really powerful shot.
I like the San Francisco bridge sequence a lot too. Yeah. Like, you know, the more I think about it, the whole teasing Godzilla throughout is actually better than actually seeing him a lot, because I do like the perspective of, they put you in that kind of the view of not just one character's perspective, but a lot of people. Like, they take it from the children on the bus. Just that, even that action of that bus driver being like, yeah, I'm gonna jet, was...
That was really... I was so happy about that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'd probably do that too.
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool thing about this, is there are a number of those kinds of moments where it's like, this is how people are behaving, and we probably all would do something like this.
They asked themselves a lot, how would someone react in this particular situation? Rather than just run away and scream, they actually took like logistic steps based off who these people probably are.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
That I applaud them for.
So yeah, anyone got some reasons to see? I was gonna say the writing. I thought the writing was incredible, actually.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly like one of the smartest summer movies I've ever seen. Like, it goes beyond a summer movie. You could release this any time of the year and it'd be like, that's one of the smartest season movies I've ever seen. So,
I just thought it was gonna be a typical blockbuster film, but I was really moved by it. So
yeah, it seems like it cares more than just like come in here, buy popcorn, and watch stuff explode.
Yeah.
You know, I guess piggybacking off that, I'd say the direction is also definitely a reason to see. It makes a lot of really distinct choices and is really well composed. So I thought the direction was great.
And so I'd like to clarify, I said in the trailer that I thought this movie would be the movie of the year, and I stand by that.
I like Aaron Taylor Johnson a lot. I thought Aaron Taylor Johnson was actually quite awesome. I bought him instantly, and I wasn't sure I was going to feel about him because the only thing I've seen him in is Kick-Ass. So the fact that like I bought him instantly, even at first I was like, oh, he's a dad. I bought it, and like I loved his performance a lot. Very subtle, but you get everything behind him, and he does carry a lot of emotion in those beautiful eyes. I'd also have to say Bryan Cranston for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
hands down.
He acts his ass off in the scene.
There was no, better way to start the movie than with Bryan Cranston.
Even though he's only in there for like 20, 25 minutes maybe, there is an evolution to that little screen time he has. Yeah. You know, he starts off as just a regular dude a regular engineer who just really loves his family and everything, and
but is really into his job. That happy birthday banner that he saw after everything was destroyed really got me.
Even from the very first scene we see him, and he's into his job, but for very good reason. Like,
yeah.
He's definitely onto something.
And he played the crazed conspiracy kind of guy well. It's not over the top at all, actually.
He didn't come across crazy to me, but I saw
he played it like a guy who just
believes and he's not insane. And he didn't look too hobo-ish or anything, so...
Yeah, but it makes sense why other people thought he was insane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he didn't play it over the top.
He plays it very
which was
naturally.
Great. Yeah.
Another reason, I just have to say, the Godzilla generally... Everything to do with, I thought everything they did with the way they handled him and just him himself, or it itself, was great. I really liked Godzilla.
I love Godzilla after this,
yeah.
I love him.
I'd say the effects are bomb. Effects and cinematography was really good.
The music is great. Ken Watanabe is also awesome.
Elizabeth Olsen, you guys know what I would do.
She wasn't that great. Okay. She's pretty, but she kept being like, I'm so sad, but there were no tears. And I was like, alright.
I disagree. I bought her entirely.
You didn't see any tears though. I kept looking for them.
Tears aren't the hallmark of emotion. I mean, I thought she teared up nice.
The Japanese kid on the train, liked him a lot.
He's gonna be the star of the sequel.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what if he was?
Alright guys, thanks for checking out our review for Godzilla. Why don't you go ahead, scroll that comment box below, and what are those things that you would nickname Godzilla?
And once you're done with that, why don't you clickety-click this button so you can see more episodes of Reasons to See.
Yeah, and hey, and you guys can check out my playlist. I have a new video up about a certain petition, and you should check it out.
And last but not least, if you like getting updated annoyingly, since we post a lot of videos these days, you're gonna want to do this thing. Subscribe, do that. Isn't Godzilla a woman?
Might be.
I thought Godzilla's a female.
I think we discovered. Oh, well, in the Roland Emmerich version, at least.
I thought like in the actual original Godzilla's a female. I wonder who Godzilla mates with.
Maybe
Jackie Chan.
That's China.
Chuck Norris.
So what if it's China? I think they should throw King Kong. They should take Peter Jackson's King Kong and throw him in there.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
That would
be epic if they did an updated Godzilla versus King Kong movie.
They might.
Yeah, that would be worth my time.
Yeah.
And then they get Gareth Edwards to direct all the Godzilla scenes and Peter Jackson to direct all the King Kong scenes.
Yeah, and then Jackie Chan is their stunt double.
Exactly.